the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, the God of our fathers, the God that led the 12 tribes out of Egypt, the God that delivered us from our captivity, that has promised to deliver us again. Thank you for showing us another day, giving us another chance to wake up and get right, bringing us to another one of your holy Sabbaths, the holy convocation, the holy day that we are supposed to reverence you. And of course, you know, we are so happy that you made the day for us, our day of rest. Thank you for continuing to watch over us. Thank you for giving us the spirit to want to serve you. And thank you for just giving us the endurance, the patience, just everything you've given us so we can try to hang on and make it before we get delivered. And again, oh God, we ask you that you continue to, we ask you that you watch over our brothers and sisters that are traveling to and fro, keep them safe. Pray for those that are sick and shut in. Pray for those that just are in distress at the moment, and just give them the resilience to hang on. Thank you, Lord, for all you've done, and bless all the fellowship, the food, the fun, bless the drink, and all that we have. And may the congregation of Israel say hallelujah.
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 In your Son, Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom, Israel. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Oh, you got that for me? Good looking. Good looking. Yeah. Happy Sabbath. I pray everybody's doing all right. Hey, like I said, it's gonna be we're gonna try to get through this. We're gonna jump right into it after we get going, because I got quite a bit to cover today. Like I said, title of the class: who do you follow? Someone that's the most like Christ or the most like yourself? Who do you follow? And we are gonna, like I said, we're gonna dive into it, and it's gonna be a topic that we really need to check our spirits. We really need to see where we're at, see how we are, see who we are, and see what we're trying to do. We got a mission to make, so we got a mission to accomplish. And if we're trying to accomplish it, we actually got to examine ourselves and actually ask ourselves the questions. Like Scripture says in Psalms, think upon ourselves. What do you say, with reverence, not with reverence. Give me Mark 14:2. Because I just now butchered that, and I'm gonna read it now. I'm reading his Psalm 6:2. I'm just gonna read this real fast. I think it's 6:2. No, my fault. Psalm 4:4. Actually, I'm gonna read this. Psalm chapter 4, verse 4. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. So it says commune with your heart. It means speak with your mind. Kind of like basically talk to yourself. Think in your own mind what's going on with you. Where you at? So we got to do those things. Examine ourselves. Commune with your heart. Who do you follow? Are you trying to follow the most like Christ? You trying to follow a congregation most like Christ, or the most like yourself? Well, like I said, we're gonna dive into it. It's gonna be, like I said, we got a lot to cover. Let's go ahead and get it. Mark chapter 14, verse 3.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 14, verse 3. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious, and she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves, and said, why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence, and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. And Jesus said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. She hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. So
pay homage to the sister. Whenever we teach this gospel, whenever we come out and we speak about the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments, and talk about who the children of Israel are and where we gotta go and how we gotta, leave the place we were mentally and go to a new place. Whenever we bring out this gospel, pay homage to the woman that was not covetous like those brothers, but she was actually focused on doing what was needed for Christ. All right, so now we're going to dive into it. Let's get Psalm 86 and 21. All right, I want 86 and 11. Let me see. Let me check. Actually, 86 11. I'm sure. I don't think it's 86 21. I don't think. Let me make sure. You already there? Yep, that's what I want. Yep. Hey, and like I said, title of class, like I said, we follow the most like Christ or the most like yourself. Where are we at? Where are you going? What are you trying to do? Hey, by the way, I forgot, by the way, everybody's on. Hey, grace and peace be with y'all. Happy Sabbath. I see you, Brother Donnie. Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath, Sister Chantel. Sister Zanisha, Sister Zion. Hey, happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath. Pray all's going all right with y'all. Everybody else is on. And if you ain't shared the class yet, share the class. If you have shared the class, share it to somebody else. Put it out there. All right, let's get it. Psalm 86 and 11.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 86, verse 11. Teach me thy way, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name.
So what we want to do, and like I said, I'm going to get into it. We got to ask the Lord to teach us his way. All right? Not our ways, but his way. What's the direction he wants us to go? Because a lot of us, we know our way. We don't need nobody to teach us that. Why you think a lot of times you talk to certain people, you ever talk to somebody like, hey, did you know this, and that? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know people. Like,
I mean, you see it when we go out, and try to hand out flyers. They be like, yours? Yeah, I know.
I know. Everybody's, I know. You know why? Because they know their way. They know their way. So we got to be like, Lord, teach us your way, because we don't know his way. So we learned it right now. So we got to ask him to teach us his way so we can follow him and his son. All right. So teach him the way. Proverbs 12:15. But a lot of us are already, like I said, we already know everything. We already want to go where we think is right, what we like to do. Because everybody wants to really live in their emotions. And the Lord is trying to tell us to get away from your emotions. Your emotions are the devil. So if you want to get away from Satan, get away from your feelings. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that heareth unto counsel is wise.
Yeah, so he that hearkens unto counsel, whoever listens to counsel, he's wise. But he said the way of a fool, or somebody foolish, stupid, dumb, or idiot, brutish. I mean, y'all know the words for stupid. Anybody that's like that, their way is right in their own eyes, meaning they gonna do what they think is right. They know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're an Israelite, brother. Here's the flyer. Oh, I know. Hey, you gotta keep the commandments. Oh, I am keeping the commandments. Like, you looking at them like, don't see no fringes, got a bald baby face, and 50 years old. Come on, man. You don't know. you believe some stuff, but you don't. And if you do know, you wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? 1 John 2 and 6. So the way of a fool is right in his own eyes. But we gotta be able to listen. We gotta be able to be taught, instructed. And I say I'm including myself. If I can't be taught, I'm foolish. There's no way around it. That's why I'm always trying to take in information. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Johnny 5 was my brother. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever watch Short Circuit? You know what I'm saying? That was my brother right there. Input. I need input. I want input all the time because I want to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. 1 John 2 and 6.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 6. He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked.
You see? So again, if you say you are with Christ, you got to walk like him. You got to do what he did. So that's why he says, teach me thy way, O Lord. Teach me your way, meaning your direction. So we got to find his direction and then walk in the way he's walking. That's how you truly follow Christ. If you don't do that, you ain't doing it. Isaiah 48:17. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Azrael? Grace and peace be with you. I would call you the name that's on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you Azrael. You're gonna still be Azrael. What's going on though? Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Isaiah 48:17. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 17. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord thy God, which teacheth thee to profit.
You see, he said, thus saith the Lord thy God, the Lord, thy Redeemer. Who is our Redeemer? The Messiah. The one we just now read that said, if we follow him, we must walk in his steps. You know what I'm saying? He says, we must walk like he walked. So that's right here saying, teach me your way. Same thing. We're asking Christ, because this is Christ for. You got a lot of OT Israelites to be like, there's no Jesus in the Old Testament. That's him right there. That's him right there. The Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. And he's got, read on. Matter of fact, it's going to say it. Read on.
Which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go.
See, he takes us by the way we go. We got to follow him. Yes, we are following the Messiah, Jesus Christ, the head of us. He is our God. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people are like, Jesus is God. Well, yeah, he is God. He's not the most high God, but he's God to us. Just like the man is God to the woman. You know what I'm saying? And the woman is God to the children. It's just your power. That's all it is. And the one that's more powerful than us, who the head of us is Christ. But again, a lot of OTs were like, OT onlys don't understand the scripture, so they'll see that and get mixed up. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, he's teaching us where to go. So we gotta listen. We gotta hearken to his counsel, because we'll be wise. If so, we don't listen to the counsel of him, we're not wise. Most men today, and here's what you get of most of these men today. Most of these men always talking about the woman don't listen, they don't want to submit, they don't want to follow us, blah, blah, blah. But you don't want to submit to God, and you talking about they don't want to listen. They rebellious just like you. They just a reflection of you, bro. So we gotta make sure that we are following the Most High. So that way we're blameless. When we're blameless, when they saying stuff, it's like, oh, okay, well, I heard you, but I'm doing this. So what you talking about? So we got to make sure. So anyways, back into it. Do we follow the most like Christ or the most like us? Now, here's why a lot of times we don't follow. What happens is we show that we have no urgency to be with the congregation. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the urgency to build a congregation. We want to either find a congregation that suits us, which is following somebody that's like us. We just join with other people that do the same thing we do. Or what we want to do is we want to join other people that don't want to join the congregation and be like, we'll just do our own thing, and we find out here. Yeah, well, most of the time you're following yourself. And again, the scriptures is going to point that out. I'm not going to have to say it. We're going to do it. And a lot of times these people that do that, what happens is they can't find an assembly because they're looking for someone to agree with 100%. That's what happens. People are looking for somebody to agree with 100%. Well, if you're looking for somebody to agree with you 100%, what you're doing is chasing a flying hippo. You're literally looking for a flying hippo. You're like, hey, where you at? You're not going to find him. You're not going to find a hippo on the top of the tree sitting next to the eagle. It's not going to happen. You're looking for something that don't exist. There is no such thing. Jeremiah 18:11. We must stop doing those things. We must stop looking for someone or a group of people to agree with 100% with us. It's not going to happen. It's impossible. That's growth. Growth comes with, that's how you sharpen iron, because somebody might have another perspective, but y'all still got to be in line with Christ. But we're going to dive into that later. We'll finish up on it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore go to, speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, thus saith the Lord, behold, I frame evil against you.
Now here's what the Lord is telling us, dude. The Israelites, God's chosen people. He says, go speak to the men of Judah, meaning go talk to your people. And that's also for all the coons out here that want to save all the everybody in the world. They're like, yeah, let's save everybody. He said, go to the men of Judah. Go to your people. And of course, you're going to see in Ezekiel, go to the children of the captivity. You know what I'm saying? We going to our people. We ain't going to everybody. But he says, thus said the Lord, I frame evil against you. When he says I frame evil against you, meaning I'm setting up to destroy y'all. I'm going to take y'all down. It's like somebody got a gun and they locking and loaded at you. You know what I'm saying? They aiming, they framing evil against you. When you frame something, you setting it up like a picture. You get the frame and then you put the picture in there later. All right, so he's framing evil against us. Read on.
And devise a device against you. Return ye now every one from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good.
Now he says, return from your evil way. He's saying, all right, I got this gun aimed at you. Get back over here and do what I said, or I'm gonna pull the trigger. That's what he's basically saying. He said, get over here. I got this evil set up against you. I need y'all to repent. So right now we're gonna get into repentance. You must repent. Read on.
Excuse me. Okay. And they said, there is no hope.
So these people that we speaking to, he says, these same people, and like we go out there and we go and talk to these people that so-called know already. We go to them. That's what they're saying. There is no hope. Meaning, when you're giving up hope, you have no faith. You have no faith. You've accepted things for what they are. Just like it says in 2 Peter 3. He says, when you accept things for what they are, you're never going to push for something to get better because you don't think it can happen. You believe it's always going to be the way it is, and you're just going to be like, whatever. It is what it is. I'm stuck in this. So these people say it is no hope. Now look what they say after that. Read.
But we will walk after our own devices.
Come on.
And we will every one do the imagination of his evil heart.
They said, so since things are the way they are, it is what it is. I'm not changing nothing. I'm just going to live my best life. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing. I'm living my best life. YOLO time. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening. Once you decide, it ain't basically saying the Lord will not deliver us, or we're going to be stuck in this bad situation because there's no hope. We're just going to do what we want to do. So when people just do what they want to do, it's because they've given up hope. They don't believe in God anymore. That's really what it is. But the main thing I want to get out of this is we will do everyone the imagination of his evil heart. AKA, I'm going to follow people in a person that is just like myself. I don't really want to follow Christ. I'm going to follow someone that's like myself. I'm going to follow my own imagination. Luke chapter 1, verse 51. See, that's what happens with a lot of us. We follow our own imagination. Hey, grace and peace, Alexander. Hey, happy Sabbath. Grace and peace be with you, brother Yesai Judah. Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath. I pray all's well with you. So we can't look what happens when we follow imagination in our own heart. I'm gonna let the scripture say it. I'm gonna let the Bible's gonna tell you. You follow your heart. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 51. He hath showed strength with his arm. He hath scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts.
You see that? He scattered the proud, aka the people that can't be told nothing. The people that follow their own way. He said, he that trusteth in his own. No, he said, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes. The way of a fool is going to do the imagination in his own heart. So one person that has no faith is a fool. It's basically, if you tie it all together, the Bible's a big puzzle. You put it all together, it's going to let you know, oh, shoot, boom, this is a wicked person right here. And it's your discernment's going to kick in. The more you read and the more you grow in the scriptures, the more you're going to be able to discern between good and evil. You're going to see evil spirits. You're going to see good spirits. And we're going to touch on that some more, too. Give me, what else I was looking for? Oh, Exodus chapter 2, verse 13. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to discern these things.
2 and
you know what I'm saying? Yep. And like I said, the proud are the ones, because they're so prideful, they so strong in their own opinions and beliefs, and they basically think that they're better than everyone else. So if you think you're better than everyone else, guess what that means? You're not gonna need to follow Christ. You're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna join with people that are just like me. I'm gonna follow myself. I'm not gonna follow Christ because I'm so proud. I'm better than Christ. This is how people really think. That's why the lake of fire is gonna be full of a bunch of prideful idiots, for a bunch of prideful people that don't really know nothing. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 2, and verse 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together.
So he had 2 of his brothers that was fighting each other. When you say strove, they was fighting. Go ahead.
And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Why you hitting your fellow Israelite? Why you beating up the people of your own nation? Come on.
And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
See, that's a proud statement. A proud Negro is gonna be like, who made? You can't judge me. Who put you over me? How you gonna tell me right and wrong? You so proud you think you know right and wrong. Can't nobody tell you right and wrong because you so called know. Read.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou killedst the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
Yeah, so then he tried to be like, yeah, see, who you can't judge me. You did this. And here's the thing. He's trying to check him, and he's checking him and saying you wrong for killing an Egyptian. Nigga, he killed somebody for your people. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, just if you really look into a lot of scriptures, you're like, dang, dude's mad at him for telling him to stick with your own people and not hurt each other. But then you're going to be like, yeah, you're going to do this. You're going to do the same thing you did to him. You supposed to be like, man, hey, I heard what you did to the Egyptian, bro. Hey, man, nigga, you supposed to be dapping him up. Nah, he's like, you going to do the same thing you did to him? And then he probably went to Pharaoh. hey, that one dude that killed the Egyptian, I found it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you,
trying to find favor.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Trying to climb the corporate ladder. Climb the slave ladder. We are so destroyed, and it's always been that way. But that same "you can't judge me" spirit, it's basically those same people that say, "Who gave you the authority? Who gave you the authority to do this?" 2 Timothy 4:3. Our people are so stuck on our own ways that and that's what hurts us. We have no urgency to convocate and gather with and to be part of an organization or part of an assembly, part of a church, because we should all have a foundation that we're at. Everybody should have a foundation. All right, here's our church. Here's our brothers and sisters. It's our core group here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should have that. But a lot of times they're not going to get that because what they're doing is they're looking for that flying hippo. They can't find the flying hippo, so they're just looking for it. Like, oh, and we'll get to it more later. Go ahead, read that script. 2 Timothy 4:3.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, and verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
Yeah, now these people we talking about they're not going to hold on to the scriptures, to the laws of God, to the direction God wants them to go. Go ahead.
But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Now, hold on, peep that. He says, after their own lust, they'll heap teachers with itching ears. Now, here's the thing about that. When you heap to yourself teachers are itching ears. Now, what you're saying is these people, they're going to find people to say what they like. But he says they're going to have these multiple teachers. Like, oh, you my teacher here. You're my teacher here. You're my that don't mean you can't listen and learn from different people. What he's saying, these people are they're going to find people to say what they like. Different bits and pieces. Like, go ahead. What you got?
Some just, I don't know exactly where it said, but I just read today where it's like half counsel, 1 of 1,000. Something like
yep.
that.
So Rock 6.
Okay,
yep. Yeah. One counsel. Basically, there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we have to read that next. Hey, you're in the spirit. I ain't even have that one down. But yeah. So when you heap these multiple teachers, what you're saying is, all these people are my teachers, but I go to this teacher when I want to talk about the spirit. I go to this teacher when I want to talk about grace. I want to go to this teacher for when I talk about if Esau's the white man or not. Like, you go into multiple teachers that scratch your ears in different subjects. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you really don't have a foundation of what you believe. You just go to different ones because you're looking for things for your own lust. You're not gonna you're picking what sounds good to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're literally you're not looking to follow someone that's Christ. You're following someone that's most like yourself. So what can you do? You like the person that creates a player on 2K. Ooh, let me create a belief system. Let me create an understanding. All right, this teacher here tells me this. This one tells me this. This one tells me this. And then you have no. You're not rooted. Where are you? And if you're not rooted, you're going to be tossed to and fro. But we'll talk about that later. Read what I say. Heap to themselves teachers with itching ears. Read verse 4.
And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
No, why they gonna? So it means you're gonna start believing lies. Why are you gonna believe lies? Because you're believing what you want to believe. Whenever you don't believe what God believes, you believe what you want to believe. You're gonna learn. You're gonna take in lies. Mm-hmm. Just period, point blank. It's very simple. Let's get that counsel of 1,000 right. Ecclesiastes chapter 6, and I think it's. I forgot where. 6. Yep. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 6. Hey, grace and peace, Sister Gabrielle. Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Everybody, if you ain't shared a class yet, share a class. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 6. Be in peace with many. Nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000.
See, have one counselor of 1,000, meaning there's going to be one primary person that's going to give you actual advice on how to live your life. See, a lot of people want to say, They don't want no one to tell them what to do or tell them what is best for their life. You know why? Because they want to follow their own heart. They don't want that. So they choose. They're like, I want to do this. I want to do this. So when you go to somebody, they're going to give you direction or counsel. But that one counsel of 1,000 is going to be the main one you're going to go to. That's going to give you instruction on how to live. How to best endure in this walk. Now, he says one counsel of 1,000 because it's gonna be the one you can confide in, like you can tell your deep dark secrets. You're not gonna put all of that for everybody. You have that one counsel of 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's also letting you know that you're gonna have a foundation somewhere. You got a foundation that's going to lead you to righteousness. Everyone should have that. You got to have that foundation. If you don't have a foundational set, then it's gonna be like, where are you going? You're going every which way. Because you're heaping yourself teachers with itching ears. Teachers, multiple teachers that's going to suit your beliefs. That's what you're doing. And then it's going to be, like I said, you're not following Christ at that moment. You're following you. You're following someone. You're following a group that's the most like yourself. Instead of following the Most High Son. Now, straight up. Period. Let me get what I want. 1 Samuel. No, matter of fact. No. 2 Peter 2 and 10. 2 Peter 2 and 10. Let me go there. 2 Peter 2 and 10. And I'm going to go to why we got so many people that heap to themselves teachers with itching ears. Because what it is they have multiple teachers. What it is it's rooted in I go where I want to go, do what I want to do. No one tells me what I should be doing. No counsel. No direction. I guide myself. Okay, well, guide yourself. Here's the spiritual man. Read that.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust.
Them that do what?
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
Read.
In the lust of uncleanness, and despise government.
Hold on, and what?
And despise government.
You despise government means you hate leadership. You hate that. Read.
Presumptuous are they.
Presumptuous means you boldly do what you want to do. Come on.
Self-willed, They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities.
And they also ain't afraid to speak evil of what scriptures talk about. Revile not the gods. It's a law. Like, actually, you don't do that. You don't revile or speak against, the leaders of your people, the rulers of your people, or you don't curse them. They ain't afraid to curse the rulers of the people. But he's saying they're self-willed. The reason I want to touch on self-willed, because when you self-willed, it means you do what you want to do. Do as thou wilt. And we all know do as thou wilt is of the devil. Straight up. So, are you following the most like Christ? Are you walking with the most like yourself? Because when you walk with the most like yourself, what's going to happen is you're going to be the main cause of division within the nation. But we're going to get to that more. We get more into that later. Give me Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. I almost said Messiah. I was like, I don't know a book called Messiah. But Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. Now I want to touch that because remember he said they despise governments. Okay. So now we're going to see the spirit of people in that despise governments. Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
What's on his shoulders?
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Go ahead.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Oh, that's good. So, hey, everybody, y'all can answer this. Who is this talking about?
Christ.
Go ahead, y'all can answer everybody here.
Christ.
Yeah, Christ, the Messiah. So now we're talking about Jesus Christ. Now, what's going to be on his shoulders according to the scripture?
The government.
The government. Now, we just now read in 2 Peter, it said these people despise governments. So now the government, we see this, the Messiah. Matthew 2 and 6. Matthew 2 and 6. So now we see it's the Messiah. Now we're going to see, because we're diving into the spirit of our people. Now I'm going to pull some examples in a little bit. We're going to see the way we move, the way we think. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
See, so out of Bethlehem is going to come a governor. Who is the governor? The government is going to be on his shoulders. The Messiah, Jesus Christ, the same governor we're talking about. Let me get 1 Samuel 8 and 7. So the spirit of the people that despise anyone ruling over them, you despise direction, you despise instruction and order. It says you are self-willed. It says you are of the flesh. That's what the scripture said. I didn't say none of these. And then and ultimately it says you despise Christ because the government's on his shoulders. He's the ruler. So you can't follow somebody that you despise. So if you despise him, you're like, hey, I don't want to follow the Messiah. Let me follow myself. Matter of fact, let me get a big gang of people that think that are stupid like me and do exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? Let's all do that. And go ahead, read that, and I'll get to it later.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, and verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people, and all that they say unto thee.
Read.
For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them.
He said that I should not reign over these. See, our people have always rejected the government of God. We've always rejected the order and structure of Jesus Christ. He said they didn't reject you, Samuel. They rejected me. Give me Luke chapter 14, verse 12. And I'm going through this now. We're gonna see this is the time of Samuel. Huh?
Now I'm talking about flipping.
Oh yeah. You be killing it. Yeah.
What was the verse?
Luke 14, 12.
12. Okay. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. 19, 12. I'm tripping. 19, 12. My bad.
My fault. I messed you up.
No. You good? Because I did something else. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 12. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return.
Okay, now we know it's talking about Christ. He's going to leave. He's going to get the kingdom set up. Read.
And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come.
So now look what he said. The Messiah said, occupy till I come, meaning I'm the ruler, but right now I'm leaving you in charge. I got a certain group of people that I need to be in charge of the people. I need a certain group of people to be a part of these governments. Because remember, the certain people despise governments. He said, hey, because Christ is the governor, but he said, hey, I'm going to put y'all in charge. Occupy till I return. Read.
But his citizens hated him.
They what?
His citizens hated him.
Read.
And sent a message after him, saying, we will not have this man to reign over us.
See, and guess what our people said? Our people was like, no, he's not ruling. Man, this Negro ain't running nothing. He ain't telling us what to do. This is the spirit we were in. We've always had that same type of spirit. You know. Now, you know the end for these people? Verse 27.
Verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
See, these people that hate government, that can't stand Christ, that hate the order and structure of God, that actually say, no, I'm going to follow people that's most like me. I'm not going to follow people that's most like Christ. Now, I want to go with people that's most like me. I'm not going to, I don't want the blueprint of you. I don't want to follow the people that you left in charge. I want to follow the people that's doing their own thing. Read.
Bring hither and slay them before me.
And kill those Negroes. Kill them. Put them to death. They get on my nerves. I can't stand them. Jeremiah 29:19. Hey, what's going on, Sister Mika? Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath. Prayers going well with you. So this is, and right now we're just getting insight on, like we getting insight on black people. Like, this is black people. Like, you go back into Exodus, they was tripping. Of course, we know in the wilderness it was. We went up to Samuel. They was like, no, we don't want, get us a king. We don't want God. They said, get us a king to judge us like the nations. Mm-hmm. We want a king to rule us like the Asians do, like the Caucasians do, like the Arabs. We want to live like them. We don't want to live like God. Really think about. Go ahead, read that, man.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 19. Because they have not hearkened to my words, saith the Lord, which I sent unto them by my servants, the prophets.
Hold on now. You see that? God sent the word through the prophets. God, just like Christ did, left people in charge. Here, I need y'all to go bring the word to these people. But guess what? The citizens hated them. Read on. Rising
up early and sending them, but ye would not hear, saith the Lord.
And they refused to listen. They're like, I don't know. We hate your rulership. God, we don't want you to know. We want to do what we want to do. Read verse 20.
Hear ye therefore the word of the Lord, all ye of the captivity.
No, all ye all over the world.
All ye of the captivity.
Of the captivity. The people that was in slavery. This Bible is talking to them. Come on.
Whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon.
And then he specifies. You see, I don't see how in the freak people get. How do you get East Indians out of that? How do you get Arabs out of that? Like, from Jerusalem to Babylon. The people that went on that journey, the people that, I don't see anybody gets him out of that. How do you, he's literally telling you, go talk to them. In case you don't get it, he said the children in captivity. Then after he's like, hey, the people that went from here to here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. it's a trip. So you and by the way, if y'all want to know how black people are, read the book of Jeremiah. Read the prophets. You start reading through the prophets, you're like, oh yeah, these niggas. Like, there's no doubt. You can't miss it. You're like, oh yeah, this is like, the more I read through the prophets, the more I really started understanding things. Because before, I'm gonna be honest, early in the truth, I had on the rose-colored glasses. I thought everybody thought like me. You believe in the Bible. You wearing fringes. You don't eat pork. Oh shoot, you scared of God like me. We gonna all get along, and everybody believes, and you'll never do nothing evil to me. There's no way. How wrong was I? You read through these prophets, and you start seeing, because all the people in the prophets was, quote unquote, in the truth. Well, they weren't in the truth. They knew the truth. They were Israel. They knew they was Israel. They grew up in the culture, and they was wicked in the mud. Well, just like that. That's something that a lot of people, especially if you knew her, don't be discouraged. When people start doing evil stuff, it's not God. It's people that don't follow Christ. They follow themselves. So just understand that. And there's many congregations of people that are joined together that just like each other. And then you got your congregation. Individualites a congregation. That's a whole congregation of Israelites, of individualites. That's like the biggest congregation in Israel. And they the biggest group of people that's gonna be like just diving off the 12-foot into the lake of fire too. Like, you got to realize that we have to grow and build together so we can actually hold each other accountable, so we can stay strong. Stay individualite. Hey, Ecclesiastes talks about you gonna fall in that ditch alone. And by the way, if you're congregation of individualites, y'all all gonna be in a ditch. Like, y'all gonna fall at the same time. Ain't gonna be nobody up top to let a ladder down. Now y'all gonna all be in a ditch. And then, but we're going to that later. Give me Luke 10:16. Like I said, The people hated the citizens hated the people that Christ left in charge. We got to really think about that. We read that parable, but we don't. He says, "Occupy till I come." Y'all are in charge till I got back. So just like Moses, God put Moses in charge. And get what they say? Who made you a ruler and prince over us? Of course, he hadn't spoken with the Most High yet, but he's already anointed. But that's another thing we'll touch on later. Luke 10:16.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me, and he that despiseth me despiseth him that sent me.
So whoever listens to he said, I sent the prophets speaking. If you listen to the prophets, then you listen to Christ. Mm-hmm. If you love the prophets, you love Christ. Then you love the one that sent Christ and the one that sent the prophets. Mm-hmm. It's a chain. It all goes together. So if you hate the word coming out, you talking about, oh, who are you to tell me this and da 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 da. Oh, well, you telling God, who are you to tell me what to do? You're not saying that to us. You're saying that to the Most High. You're telling God, because he said, hey, whoever despises your words despises him. 1 Samuel 10:1. And to be honest, I'm telling you, and it goes back to what I'm saying when it comes to the title class and all that, and the people that, when we have no urgency to be with the congregation and to build and to stay individualites, we're actually saying that, hey, I don't need to follow Christ. Because here's the thing, I truly believe if Christ had a congregation today, Negroes wouldn't be in it. They would not join Christ's They would not join his organization. They'd be like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, the Messiah. I'm gonna go with these people over here because they say that you can cook on the Sabbath. I'm gonna go over here with these people because we can fornicate and we don't have to get paperwork for marriage and we can do whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? We can be homosexuals over here.
These people ain't telling me I gotta cover my body. You know?
Yeah, come on, man. Hey, these people say you ain't gotta wear fringes. Like, instead of just going with Christ and doing everything he said, we like, nah, we would not follow the Messiah's congregation. And it's so clear now. Just watch, just talk, just go into the scriptures with people and just see how they move. And you're just like, dang, you wouldn't even join this congregation. You wouldn't. And then you would say, oh yeah, I don't need to be part of a congregation. I can just be here by myself while Christ is down here doing all these miracles. And I'm like, hey, I don't need to be with him though. I'm good. You a whole... Yeah, never mind. Go read 1 Samuel 10:1. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 10 and verse 1. Then Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it upon his head and kissed him and said, is it not because the Lord hath anointed thee to be captain over his inheritance? So
Samuel just now anointed Saul the king. Now we all know what happened to Saul. But what I'm going to say is he anointed Saul the king. All right. He is anointed. He's chosen. Occupy till I come. Right now, Saul is the king, and he's chosen by God. I want you to keep this in mind. Just like we talked about, people do that. Who made you prince and rule? Because it's Negroes. Negroes always doing that, right? All right, jump down to verse. Dang, I lost my thought. 10, verse 10.
Verse 10. And when they came thither to the hill, behold, a company of prophets met him, and the Spirit of God came upon him.
And the Spirit of who?
And the Spirit of God came upon him.
Come on.
And he prophesied among them.
And to make it certain, he said the Spirit of God was on Saul. So it's way before Saul fell off and started being wicked. But the Spirit of God is on Saul. At this moment, this person is in the Spirit. There's no doubt. Can't nobody question it. All right. So the Spirit of God is on him. This means that his congregation or his group, his kingdom is Christ. Everybody's joined his congregation. They join Christ, right? All right. Jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. But the children of Belial
yep.
said...
Now, the children of Belial, it means the children of the devil, the wicked people. Come on.
Said, how shall this man save us? And they despised him and brought him no presents, but he held his peace.
These people basically who made him the king? Who is this? He's a no man. No, we don't want him to be our king. After God chose this dude, anointed him, and then he had the Spirit of God on him, and they said, no, we don't want to follow nobody with the Spirit of God. I want y'all to, when you go into the history and really look at our people, you'll really be like, what's going on? What'd you say?
No, I'll just say, from reading that, I was going to say, well, he was already losing, because when somebody said they ain't know David, he was like, huh? He was ready to kill him.
Yep. Yeah, they wouldn't play that. So. All right, go ahead. Go to 1 Samuel 11 and 12. Now, here's the thing. Now they end up going here, and they end up going to a battle because they were supposed to come over because they asked them. They said, what did they say? How should this man save us? Because they was at this time we were under the oppression of the Philistines, right? So how are we gonna be rescued or delivered from the Philistines? That's what they're asking. Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 11 verse 12. And the people said unto Samuel, who is he that said, shall Saul reign over us?
Now it's after the victory. Now you get the people like who's the people that said that? Where they at? Imagine the loyal, because the loyal people's pissed off. Where the niggas at? Read.
Bring the men that we may put them to death.
You see, hey, they ain't playing. Read.
And Saul said, there shall not a man be put to death this day, for today the Lord hath wrought salvation in Israel.
Now, and Saul had mercy on those people. Saul was like, even though y'all did that, y'all wicked as hell, but you know what? All right, that's how. Let's have mercy on them, because the Spirit of God is with this man. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's really like, because the rest of the people are like, yeah, these people deserve to die, but that mercy came out right there, and they should have been thanking him like a mother. But they probably still was starting more stuff later. But the point is, you see how our people be moving. Give me Acts chapter 9 verse 10. See, and I'm also bringing out I want people to get an understanding that God says, occupy till I come. He chooses the people. He's like, hey, I need you to go here. I want you to go prophesy. Because you read in that scripture too, Saul prophesied, which means he spoke the word of God. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see these things go on and on. Read.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 9 and verse 10. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias. And to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias. And he said, behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, arise, and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth.
So he's like, hey, go look for this dude named Saul. All right, so he's talking to Ananias. Is the Lord is Christ. You're going to see the red writing, right? Go ahead.
And have seen in a vision a man...
I'm sorry, my fault. Jump down 13. I don't need that one.
Verse 13. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem.
So now he's like, hey, what you mean? This dude been giving us the blues. Oh, no, God. So he was saying, he's not ruling over me, God. Because that's what people like to do. They'll be like, there's no way this person's anointed. He can't be chose. We feel those ways. Now he's speaking directly to Christ. Jump down to 15.
Verse 15. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel.
So he says, hey, he's going to carry my word. He's going to teach my word. Go. He's chosen. Again, he is the person I said, occupy till I come. I've chosen. See, a lot of times we don't really want to accept it. Like when you are with Christ, if you with the congregation Christ set up, it's going to be the ones he chose, and they're going to stick with his word 100%, and you got to go with it. Walk with him. He's letting you know right there, chill out. I got this. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you exactly what to do. But here's what happened. Ananias ended up, he heard it, and he went ahead and was like, okay, you know what? You're right. You know what I'm saying? He listened. He went ahead and did it. He didn't keep fighting. He went ahead and listened. Give me what I want. Deuteronomy 4:27. So with these things happening, what I'm trying to bring again, we have to realize now that we got to repent. Yes, these things is going on, but we have to repent. We have to repent because repentance is key. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you.
Yeah, this is what ended up happening. Right now we're scattered among the nations. Now I want us to understand we scattered. We everywhere. All over the planet. All right, read.
And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell.
So we following ourselves. That's what when we're in idolatry, we follow stuff that just what we feel is right. That's all he's saying. We're following ourselves. So we got to now come back from that. And here's how you know you're coming back, and here's how you know you're going to follow the congregation of Christ. Read.
But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Now, a lot of people say, how do I know I'm in the right congregation? How do I know that this, because we don't have Jesus himself walking around in front of us. Give me Ecclesiastes 21:11, by the way. We don't have him himself walking around. He didn't like shoot a beam of light on a person and we see that he's like glowing. You know what I'm saying? He's not saying who's the master, and no, it's not him. So we got to ask ourselves, how do we know that if we are actually joining a congregation that is led by Christ? How do we know this? Read.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 21, verse 11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom.
All right, give me John 14:21. So what he's saying is, first of all, we got to do is start to get understanding so we can discern between right and wrong. That's why God gave us commandments, and that's why the commandments are milk. So even if you are a super young babe, if you are doing the commandments, you're going to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong. And if you start doing it, the God will increase you. That's why he says, he that keepeth the law getteth the understanding thereof. Now let's see what comes with that understanding. John 14:21.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 21. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. And I will love him and will manifest myself to him.
He said, and I will manifest myself to him. I will reveal myself to him. And my spirit is going to, you can read on, he's talking about his spirit is going to abode with you. Matter of fact, read verse 23 so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Verse 23. Jesus answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him.
Make our abode with him. So they're going to live with you. Or just like the temple of God had to be clean, we are the temple of God. If we're clean or without sin, we keeping the commandments, then he's going to be within us, meaning his spirit is going to dwell within us. Now, gonna get more. Let's get that. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 16. So God's spirit is going to be with us. And again, back to it is, how do we know we are in the congregation of Christ? How do we know? Because how is this going to be revealed? What goes on? What shows the truth? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 13, verse 16. Yeah. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
So all flesh consorteth to kind. Well, if the Spirit of God dwells within you, and the Spirit of God dwells within me, we're going to come together. So what's going to happen is you're going to be drawn. You're going to be like magnets. You're going to be drawn to other people that have the Spirit of God, that desire to follow the Word of God. If it's people that don't want to follow the Word of God, you're not going to be drawn to them. You're going to repel them, or they'll repel from you. Light and darkness cannot exist in the same places, which we just talked 2 weeks ago. They can't be together. You know what I'm saying? So what's going to happen is Christ, the congregation of Christ, is going to be revealed in you. Now, is there people that's going to have a brighter light than you? Yes. If someone's been keeping the commandments and growing in this truth for like 15 years, their light's going to be bright. And the little light I might have is going to be like, oh, I'm going here. This is it. I'm going this way. I'm going to be drawn to that. And I'm going to be like, this is where Christ is. Now, we'll get more to that later. Give me Ezekiel 11:16. See, he'll be revealed in the spirit that's in us that recognizes him. The spirit in us that when he said, I will make my abode in him, it's going to recognize the other one. And again, that's how you're going to know. Because again, some people are like, well, how do I know what? Again, when you're choosing a congregation, the Spirit of God is going to show you which way to go. He's going to lead you. He's going to take you in the direction of Christ. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them afar. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Now, you see that? He said, now we're going to be scattered in all these places, but I will be a little sanctuary. Remember, we are the temple of God. You're going to have those sanctuaries. It's going to be the Spirit of God is going to be in them. You're going to have Christ in them. That's going to be, that's where Christ is. That's where I'm going. This is the congregation I'm going to be with. This is the people that I'm going to, these are the people of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know. You're going to choose the actual congregation of the Lord. Now, if you don't do that, what you're going to do, you're going to choose those that consort to your kind. They're going to consort to your darkness, your wickedness. Ooh, like I said earlier, I want to be able to, I want to be able to sleep with all the sisters and get away with it. I'm going to go to this camp because that way I can go fornicate and then I don't need paperwork because sex is marriage. And now after that, guess what? She's in the world though. She don't believe in marrying me. So you know what? All right, I guess I can't marry her. Let me go to the next sister. You know what I'm saying? They consort to kind. You got to have these wicked kindred spirits are going to join together. But these spirits is with Christ. He said he's a little sanctuary to you. He's going to have a light there for you. He's going to leave the light on for you. Let's say Motel 6. Yeah, he's going to leave the light on for you. You're going to be good. But you got to seek it out. You got a desire to follow the Lord. If you don't desire to follow the Lord, it's not going to happen. Give me John 6:66. See, and like I said earlier, we wouldn't. I'm telling you, I truly believe we would not walk with. If Christ Himself had a congregation, it would be like maybe like 5 people in it, maybe 2 people each city. Like, nobody wants to join. Nobody wants to follow nobody wants to follow Christ. Like, nah, everybody. They'd be like, no, I ain't gonna need to follow Christ. I'm gonna do my own thing. I know more than him. Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 6, verse 66. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
You see that? Here's why I'm convinced of it, because they did it back then. He had people that's like, oh, I'm not fellowship with you no more, Christ. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? F this ish, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. We're not walking with you no more. All because he had told them stuff and they didn't want to hear it. Read.
Then said Jesus unto the 12, will ye also go away?
So they asked the disciples, hey, y'all gonna leave me too? Y'all gonna depart? Read.
Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life.
He said, hey, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I mean, you got the words of eternal life. You're the light. You're that little sanctuary. Why would I go anywhere else but with you? It doesn't make sense.
Plus, at that point, they had sold everything. You know, like they didn't have nothing.
They're like, that's I'm saying it's straight up that. So he's letting you know, why would I do that? It makes no sense. But all the other people that said, oh, we departed, we don't want to walk with Christ no more because the Spirit of God is in him. We don't know. We want to do what we want to do. We don't need a congregation. We can go do our own thing. We good. We know more than Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's that foolish, dumbass spirit that a lot of us have. Let's get give me where's it going? Oh, Psalm 94:15. Hold on, what's it? Galatians 5:22. Fruit of the Spirit, if you don't go, fruit of the Spirit, if you don't go, that you not in the Spirit. I don't know what that means. Bro. Oh yeah. Happy Sabbath, Lee. Happy Sabbath. I don't know what you was talking about though. Can you clarify what you're saying? I understand that. Fruit of the Spirit, if you don't go, that you not in the Spirit. I mean, I guess if you're saying we got to have the fruit of the Spirit, yes, absolutely. Which fruit of the Spirit, if you read Galatians 5:21 down to 24, it's talking about the commandments, by the way. So keeping the commandments, you got the fruit of the Spirit. That's literally what it's saying.
It was Psalm 94.
Yep, Psalm 94:15. Again, all these people departed from Christ. They didn't want to walk no more. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 94, verse what?
15.
Verse 15, I'm sorry.
Are you good?
But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
He said, all the upright in heart shall follow it. You see, the upright in heart, they're going to be like, oh, that's the congregation of Christ. I'm going there. They have the Spirit of God. That's the little sanctuary. The upright in heart. So the ones that don't follow it are not upright in heart. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Give me Jeremiah 29:12. See, and that's what I'm saying. We should all be trying to assemble in one place. This is what happens. A lot of us be trying to. What happens is Israel. We're the kings of cop out. We are the kings of. We will cop out of so many things, and we find reasons to do so. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. We should all be trying to assemble in one place, in that one location. What did I say go to?
29:12, Jeremiah
29:12. Actually, matter of fact, give me Titus 1:5 first. I'm sorry, give me Titus 1:5. So, and we got to be going to that one because if we're trying to go to one place, there's a reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. We should be striving for that, and I'm gonna let the Bible explain it because it ain't just gonna be my opinion. The scriptures will get it.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting.
So the things that are lacking, put things in order because it's lacking order in Crete. Read.
And ordain elders in every city as I have appointed thee.
See, and ordain elders in every city. Why? Because there is going to, in this city, this little sanctuary, I need elders in this city. Here, I need people in this city. Or I'm leaving people in charge, just like Christ did. Occupy till I come. Occupy till I come. Hey, Saul, you're anointed. You know what I'm saying? Paul, you're anointed. Ananias, you know what I'm saying? Then anointed, then baptize you. Christ chose these people. So we got to realize that there's going to be the elders left in the different places. That's going to be, hey, the elders left in place. That's where we're going to go congregate at. We're going to go where because this is where the Spirit of God is. We're going in that direction. This is biblical. Deuteronomy 34:7. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to assemble in it. Oh, did I read? I meant to get verse 6. I'm gonna read verse 6 before you. You go ahead. I'm gonna read verse 6 though. So he said, ordain elders in every city. Oh, you got. All right, go ahead. Read verse 6.
Hold on,
1 and 6. Yeah.
This is Titus chapter 1 verse 6. If any be blameless.
All right, that's all I need right there. You can start right there. Right. If any be blameless, these elders got to be blameless now. Meaning, you are not going to be able to go into the scriptures and be like, all right, here they breaking this commandment. He's sinning right here. He doesn't believe in this. They're blameless. You can't go to that. It does not mean that they will never mess up, because just man falls 7 times. Everyone's gonna do stupid things. Even your elders will mess up. They'll mess up a lot less than everyone else, but they will. And guess what they're gonna do? If they're blameless, like say you see me, I pick up a catfish nugget and I take a bite out of it, and you're like, oh, hey, Rick, that's a catfish. Oh shoot, my bad. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I'm gonna correct myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's a catfish nugget, and keep eating it. You know what I'm saying? No,
it's good though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of it because I'm gonna correct myself. When you're blameless, you correct yourself. Or even if I say I deal in right, say I charge, you see me charge somebody interest, and you like, hey, bro, Rick, that was wrong. You weren't supposed to do that. And then I'm like, dang, you know what? And I repent of that. I'm sorry, and then I make it right. I give the person, the money that I charge interest on. I make it right. A blameless brother or sister will make the situation right, but somebody that's not won't. So that's where you're going to see the Spirit of God. That's how you know. So he says he left those people in Crete. If you're blameless, you're going to make sure that they can't go into the scripture and show you are walking contrary to it. You can't do it. Deuteronomy 34:7. Go ahead. 34:7. Okay.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 34 and verse 7. And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people.
No, 34:7. You in 33.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
Over.
Here we go.
No, I have no idea what you're saying, Lee. I literally have no idea what you're saying. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 34 and verse 7. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes was not dim, nor his natural face abated.
So, all right, so Moses died. All right, jump down verse. Just in case somebody asks, his eyes were not dim. He didn't go blind. He could still see, and his strength was still with him. He was still, he was still good. All right, go to verse 9.
Verse 9. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands upon him.
Basically anointed him. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord commanded Moses.
See that? So, and the Lord commanded Moses, tell him, hey, make sure they do what he's saying. Walk with him. Why? Because this is who God has chose. He selected, just like he selected Moses. Now he selected Joshua. You go into Joshua 1 and I think 15. You're gonna see the same thing. 1:15, 1:16. So this is where we're gonna be going. We gotta know that we gotta realize we following Christ, or we following the direction He's giving us. We're gonna follow. He's gonna be like, here, this is where I got you going in this city right here. I need you going this direction. Over here. Here's the sanctuary. Go there. You know what I'm saying? He's going to set things up. And we gotta believe that He set it up everywhere, and then we just gotta find where it is. That's what we gotta do. He says, when you will find. And He says, you will find me when you seek, when you search for me with your whole heart. You will find me. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I just now said it. Let's go to 1 John 4:1. 1 John 4:1. Let's go there real quick. That's what I want. 1 John 4:1. Hey.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits.
So, believe not every spirit. Don't believe everybody that says, hey, we're the truth right here. We're the home of the truth. It's the congregation to follow. Walk with us. We have the Spirit of Christ in us. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe all of them. But he said, but try the spirit. Read.
whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Now, and then he had to tell you that he said, and many false prophets are out here. So there's a lot of people that will say they are that. That's why he says, try them, test them. I mean, see how they act. See if they carry out the scriptures. And it won't happen right away all the time. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Give me Jeremiah 29:12. You're not going to see right away that someone has the devil on them. You're not going to. But if you are walking in truth, because like we talk about with alms all the time, you giving alms, you really ain't concerned. Hey, what they doing? Like, shoot, I don't know what I'm giving alms. I don't know what they're doing with it. But if they are doing something, it's going to be revealed, and I'm gonna be able to. Okay, all right, let me get away. This person got the devil on them. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will reveal it. All right, go ahead, give me that Jeremiah 29:12.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29 and verse 12. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart.
So once we look for the Most High with all our heart, meaning we keep the commandments with our best of our ability, we read and study and we learn about Him. We're trying to get a relationship with God. We're trying the spirits of the one the congregation that's up that we're saying of Christ. We're actually putting it to the test. After we do that, read on.
And I will be found of you.
And what?
And I will be found of you.
And then you'll be found of me. He's going to be found of you. Meaning you're going to find out, oh, this is of Christ. Or this is not. Let me give an example. With the congregation I used to be with when I came into the truth. You know what I'm saying? When I was I say it. Yeah, some of y'all probably know. I was with IUIC. When I was there, guess what? I was like, okay, I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm seeing things. And then after a while, I'm seeking God with my whole heart. And it got to a point where I'm like, y'all are false prophets. Y'all are not following the scriptures. This is wicked as hell. Like, and then I had to be like, hey, that's not okay. So, and then you try to correct them because you're hoping that they'll be blameless and get back on track. But then instead of correcting it, they're like, well, they correct me. Oh, get out. Get out. What you mean telling us to follow the Bible? What's wrong with you following the word of Christ? So, and it was my test. I had to be tested. It's going to be, was I going to accept the wickedness and just go along with it? Or was I going to be like, no, this ain't right. We got to follow the scripture. I was seeking it with my whole heart, and he was found of me. Now, that does not mean him being found of you does not mean it's not going to come with trials. And there's going to be trials that come along. But the point is, when you seek out the Lord, he will reveal to you if that's the Spirit of Christ or not. When you're seeking him out, what you're going to do is find if there is blame according to his word, or is it blame according to your own feelings? Was it more on that script?
Yeah.
It was more, and I will be found of you. I'll leave that alone. Right. So give me what was I going to? Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 32 verse 17. So what it's going into anyways, we're not lukewarm, and the thing is, when we're not lukewarm, we also gonna seek out the Lord with our whole heart. But actually, when we we actually say we're walking with Christ, we're going to give it all our heart and all our soul. We're actually going to put effort in with the congregation we're with. We're actually going to try to build. We're trying to actually magnify the name of Christ. But if we say, no, I'm going to be an individual, I'm not going to really, get with a congregation because I don't need to. I can just do my own thing. You are not magnifying the name of Christ. You are not organizing with the people. You saying you love your people and you want to organize the nation. How you going to organize the nation by yourself? You can't do it. All you're doing is you at home, go to work, go home again. You're not doing anything but living for yourself. You living a selfish life, and we'll get to that later. Ecclesiastes 32:17. Because before you get there, my fault. And here's the thing too. When we're not lukewarm, we want to visit and seek counsel after invited. Like, say we're saying, hey, it's some people over here that we know they got another little. All right, okay, well let's try them, see if they're of God. All right, here, hey, let's see if we can all do something together. Let's see what they're about. Matter of fact, the one that's most like Christ. Hey, go talk to them, see what they are, because you got a little bit more discernment than me. Maybe you can spot if they actually have the Spirit of Christ in them or not. And we're gonna try to make a decision from it. Hey, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And after that, after inviting them, if we can either invite them to fellowship with us or see if we can go there. But first, we'll see if they fellowship with us. And if they actually really want to have unity, then we'll be able to do it together. If they don't want unity, they're gonna stay where they are because, like I said, if it's light, if they're darkness, they're not going to want to join with light. And if you happen to be the darkness, it's gonna be so. What's gonna stop the unity is going to be wickedness. That's really what it's gonna be, because people that's truly trying to serve the Lord, they're not going to be able to do it. But what people do is they have that transformer spirit. A lot of people, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are transformers. You know what I'm saying? they are transformers, and what I mean is they're so-called righteous in disguise. They say, oh, it's because of this, and that. I want to do this. But actually, here's what the truth is. Sirach 32:17.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 32, verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
See, that, and when I say transformers, that the ones they're following their own way. They're pretending to be, hey, I'm actually trying to walk with God, but they actually want to follow their own way. They Decepticons. You know what I'm saying? They pretending. They really ain't doing that. Give me Luke 19:21, because like I said, they say, here's what they really want to, what they really is they say order is too restrictive. It's too much. I'm being told what to do. It's not liberal enough. People want to be in truth and want democracy. They want to be liberal. You can't be liberal and follow the Most High God. There's no such thing. It's impossible. And I'm going to show you why. Luke 19:21?
Yeah.
Watch this. Luke 19:21. Remember, Christ, the question again, do we follow someone that's the most like Christ or the most like ourselves? Well, I said, read that.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 21. For I feared thee because thou art an austere man.
See, now the person talking to Christ, he's like, hey, why'd you bury your talent? He said, I was afraid. You're an austere man. Read on.
Thou takest up that thou layest down, that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow.
Okay, so austere. Now I'm going to read the definition of austere, because it said Christ the Messiah was austere. Now we're going to see what austere means. Austere. I'm going to read it. Adjective. Severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. He says severe or strict. Now, if you're liberal, that is actually the opposite of strict. Because liberal is freedom. Do what you want. You float around on clouds like fairies. No, Christ is like, no, this is what we going. This is the way. Matter of fact, he says the way, what's the scripture says? The Lord gave straight commandment. Straight means narrow. It means narrow. Matter of fact, we're going to touch on that in a second. So we'll read that Christ is austere, but then we want to be liberal. Do we want to follow Christ? Do we want to follow Christ? He's strict. We see that clear as day. He's strict, but we like, no, can't do it. It's too strict for me. No, ain't no such thing as too. If it's too strict for you, it's because you don't have the Spirit of God on you. You have the spirit of Satan. Now you have to examine yourself and be like, hey, do I want to do that? Do I want to follow Christ or do I want to follow myself? We got to ask ourselves them questions. Give me, oh shoot, oh dang, I can go to the next one. Give me, I think I know where I was gonna go. 2nd Ezra 7:57. Yep, severe or strict. Strict. See, a lot of us have the problem with strict. We can't have problem with strict because Christ is austere. We want to be like Christ. Because wouldn't a representative of Christ be just like him? Mm-hmm. It only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us get in this and we want this. What it is we want freedom, and we want to be somebody. I missed the memo because for some reason everybody thinks like being in the truth is like just Saturday hangout day or something. No, being in the truth is we actually got work to do. We got a nation to build. You know what I'm saying? Now, does that mean we can't have fun? Absolutely not. We can have fun because Christ used to drink. They called him a drunkard and a glutton. So you know what I'm saying? He was feasting, he was drinking. Christ was he was getting it in. So don't think for a second that we can't have fun. They was having a good time, but he was severe or strict, meaning he was about his father's business. Like he told his mama and daddy that I'm about my father's business. So we got to understand that. So 2nd Ezra 7:57. I'm gonna show you why Christ is severe or strict. Read.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
You see that? He said condition of the battle. This is a battle we in. That's why he said it. That's why Christ is strict and severe. Because he's like, it's a battle. This ain't no cakewalk. This ain't no, you're not walking through a bed of roses, without the thorns. No, he said he got the thorns and all in there. This ain't no joke. He said we gotta realize it's a condition of the battle. We're restoring our people to take over the world. Matter of fact, Daniel 7:18. You know what I'm saying? And that's even a scripture in that talks about that. Went to I think last week. Let's restore the decayed state of our people.
Yeah.
You can't restore the decayed state without being strict, because we do too much foolishness on our own. We have to organize. We have to stop with the dissension, and we have to organize. And
Daniel what?
Daniel 7:18.
7:18. Okay. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
They shall ask for it.
Shall take the kingdom.
Vote for the kingdom.
Shall take the kingdom.
All right, go ahead.
And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
So let me ask this: are we gonna just walk up to our oppressors and be like, "Hey, can y'all give us the world back?" No. We have to take it by force. We can't take something by force not being serious. We can't take it by force being soft or being on some, well, let me cater to your feelings. No, we gotta take it by force, and we gotta actually have some guidelines, some structure, some order, and we gotta be in unison. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. I'm telling you, have something? You're thinking something. Okay. Y'all, give me John 5:43. You know what I'm saying? What we gotta do is realize we're taking over the world. We're not playing church. We're taking over the world. Too many people play church. And that's what happens with people that's playing church, and they start thinking, "Oh, I don't need a congregation, so I'm gonna be like the people that playing church. I'm a church hop here, and here, and then and in the church hopping spirit, that's the same spirit I've said. That's the same spirit of the sisters that jump around from man to man, and y'all know the rest. And I ain't gotta say that, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That same spirit is a church hopping spirit. It's a whole spirit. You gotta get it off you. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a man with a horror spirit, y'all already know what that means. He's a little funny. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be funny. Let's be strong. Be strong men of the Lord. So like I said, we must be with Christ's army to guarantee the W. If it said the saints will take the kingdom, we have to be with the army Jesus Christ set up. We can only take the kingdom by being with his army. We cannot be like, hey, I ain't gonna follow, I'm not gonna join his army. I'm gonna go over there with that platoon over there. No, we gotta be with Christ. Because you go with the other ones, you will get destroyed instantly. As a matter of fact, it happened in Acts 5. There's a bunch of dumb Negroes got together and tried to fight Rome, and they got slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? We have to be with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said we love to follow someone. We love to follow and get with people that's the most like us. Like I went to earlier, all flesh can sort of to kind. We want to get with people that's the most like us. Well, we shouldn't be seeking somebody's like us. We should be seeking somebody's like Christ, who acts like this Bible. We only here because of this. All right, go ahead. John 5:43.
This is the book of John, chapter 5, and verse 43. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not.
So he said, I come with the word of God. I'm following my daddy. Read.
If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. So
if it was somebody that acted like y'all, if somebody was just coming on with his own ideology, his own feelings, and it resonated with your kindred wicked spirit, you be all ears. You be listening. Oh yes, yeah. Let me receive you. But since Christ came in his Father's name, they didn't want to hear him. He came with his Father's word, with his Father's understanding. They're like, nah, we don't want that. I want somebody that's like me. That's that spirit. That's that wide road spirit. We still ain't touched on that. Ephesians 4:3. You see, we'd all be heirs. And that's why I said, what we do is we come up with cop-outs. We come up with cop-outs to make no effort to assemble with our people. You know what I'm saying? We got all these excuses, and because we really don't do is serve our own will. We want to do what we want to do. That's really the truth. People don't want to admit it. Just what we got to do is be adult enough to just admit, I just really want to be wicked. Why not do that? Because Christ said be hot or cold. Why be lukewarm? Just come on, man. Be real. That's all you got to do. Ephesians 4:3. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 3. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
So we should be endeavoring means striving. We should be striving to keep the unity. We should be striving to assemble. We should not be saying, oh, well, we can't gather together. Christ got to bring us all together. So we got to wait till the destruction comes. Nah, it's just a cop-out to not make no effort. That's what that is. No, you're supposed to do what he says. He says endeavor to keep the unity. He didn't say, wait till I come back to get the unity. I've never read that in the Bible. But people with cop out weak spirit, that's the ones that do it. Oh, well, we all gonna be different places. No, we should all be trying to find the truth. And we should all be trying to walk in the same truth. Ain't no reason for us to be doing what we doing. But we doing it because we ain't following the scriptures. Endeavoring to keep the unity. Why? Verse 4.
Verse 4. There is one body.
No. It's 15 bodies.
There is one body.
There is one. Read.
And one spirit.
Come on.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Mm-hmm.
One Lord. One faith. One baptism.
One Lord. It's one. He keeps on telling you it's one. There's not multiple. One. Read.
One God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
And one God above all, meaning there is one, again, one way, one direction. When he says no God before me, no way of life outside of mine, we should all be doing the exact same thing. That's why he said in Corinthians 10, read 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, he said we should all be in the same mind and the same judgment. That church should be on the same page. But if we're not, because we all want to do what we want to do. We're not striving for that. Luke 11:23. We're not truly striving for what God wants. We're striving for our own thing. That's why everybody, I'm telling you, if you're watching the class or if you get done watching the class, ask yourself the question. Are you trying to follow someone that's the most like you? Are you trying to join a congregation the most like you? Or the most like Christ? And an individual life is not like Christ at all. He don't look nothing like Christ. The individual life look like Smeagol. Christ, he looked totally different. He looked like us. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 23. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth.
Now, you see what he said, he that is not with me is against me. We should all be with the Messiah. We should be joining his congregation. Why are we not saying, oh yeah, we're going to join the congregation of Christ? Psalm 62 and 6. He literally said, if you're not with me, you're against me. Meaning we should all be trying to go that way. But if we're not trying to go that way, we got to be like, hey, something's going on with our spirit. What's wrong with us? He that's not with me is against me. Read.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 62 and verse 6. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved.
In John 14 and 6. He said, he only is my rock. Is my only rock. Meaning that's my... If you're not with the rock, you're against the rock. He is our salvation. There's no other way to salvation. We can't attain salvation trying to find people that's like us. And a lot of times we find people that's like us that's going to agree with our same spirit of either I don't want to congregate nowhere, or I want to join it. Because like I said earlier, if there's whatever you want to do, there's a camp out there for you. There's a congregation for you. I'm telling you, whatever you believe in that you want to hold on to instead of following the Bible, there's a congregation for you. I'm 100% certain of it. Believe me, there is. And of course, there's always Christianity, where no matter what you believe, you cool. So either way, go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 6.
Yeah, you got a lot. Yeah,
okay. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So
Christ said, I'm the way. He never said, join my... He literally saying, follow my church. Follow my congregation. We are on this page. Everybody needs to... I'm the model. Everybody should be trying to get to me. He didn't say, go somewhere else. He's saying that. And that's why I said earlier, I'm convinced if Negroes was out here today, they would not be in his congregation. They wouldn't. They would go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? 1 Corinthians 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? He said he's the way, the truth, and the light. He is the way. There's no multiple ways. Like people like to say, you see them little bumper stickers with like the Islam moon, and then you have the coexist. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, all that garbage. Yeah. No, he said I'm the way, the truth, and the light. Ain't no multiple ways. Just me. Go ahead.
I saw it today. Somebody had a sticker when I was leaving work that said born again pagan. I was like, damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whew. Ooh, yeah. You're gonna be born again, and your spirit's gonna be born in the lake too. Hey, that's all right. Keep playing with the Most High. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 2. Unto the church of God which is at Corinth, to them that are sanctified in Christ Jesus.
No, that's all I need. So to the church of God which is at Corinth. So now we're gonna go into the. Give me I'm sorry. Give me Romans 16:1. So he said the church of God. You just go right next to it. The church of God at Corinth. You right there. I think. Yeah.
No, it's
I was making my picture. So the church of God. So now we're gonna go through this. There's a church at Corinth. Now we keep this in mind. There's a church at Corinth. Read.
This is Romans chapter 16, verse 1. I commend unto you, Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe.
Oh, okay. Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at.
I'll say Centria. That's what I would say.
All right.
So it's a church at Centria. There's a church at Corinth. There's a church at Centria. All right. Give me Acts chapter 8 verse 1. Acts 8:1. So we got a church at Corinth. Now we're like, oh, it's two churches. No. Again, there's two churches, but remember, they all one. Paul already said, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God above all. Read.
This is Acts chapter 8 and verse 1. And Saul was consenting unto his death, and at that time there was a great persecution against the church which was at Jerusalem.
Now there was the church at Jerusalem. There was a church. So what we're starting to see is this theme is these different cities have a church. 1 Peter 5:13. These different cities all have a church. So what we got to realize is, like he said earlier, I will be a little sanctuary to them. There are sanctuaries in these multiple cities. And you got to be like, all right, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Here's what we do. You got a sanctuary. Meaning the people should be getting on that same page in that city. Because Paul, when he goes around to each one, they should all be on the same type thing. If they're not, that means they're not joining the congregation of Christ. They got their own thing. Read that.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 13. The church that is at Babylon, elected together with you, saluteth you.
Okay, so now there's the church at Babylon. Church at Jerusalem, church at Babylon, church at Corinth. So, and you're going to see, of course, the letters all have the reoccurring themes. There are churches at all those different places. But I'm trying to give them the understanding of, hey, we're scattered. We're scattered. Give me Matthew 7:13, by the way. We're scattered, but there's one body assembling to get on one page. We're scattered. That's why there's that's the only reason there should be multiple churches, because we're in all these different places. That's the only reason. If it's not because of that, it's because there's people that got the devil on them. We're scattered. We're scattered in all these different churches, and that's what's going on. We should all be trying to assemble in that place. The congregation is following Christ. That's what we got. But the thing is, we ain't trying to get on that same page. There's that large multitude that's pretty much on the Atlanta. Anybody's ever drove to Atlanta? They got like a whole bunch of lanes. Watch this. I'm gonna show this is the highway most people's on. Read that. Matthew 7:13.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
See, many people's gonna go onto that Atlanta highway. It's gonna be a whole bunch of people walking on it, just like, yeah, this is cool, yeah, because in Second Ezra it said there's only one man that can walk by at a time. Nah, it's a party on that one. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole party of just idiots all doing this. Why? Verse 15.
Verse 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
See, that's the thing. Many people are going to join that majority. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to join those ravening wolves. That's why it's going to be so many people, because the ravening wolves is going to tell you things. It's going to tell you, hey, you don't need a congregation, brother. You fine. You can just, you can do your own thing. You can break off and do this, break off and do this. No, if there's a break off, it's either because the place that had to be broke off was the devil, or the person breaking off was the devil. Somebody's the devil. It ain't going to be it's just like I always say with Matthew 18. If you cannot Matthew 18 and solve an issue, and y'all ain't got to be best friends no more, but if you can't fix it, somebody's the devil. Or it's always going to be somebody's the devil, because we should be one body, one mind, one spirit. Just like drumline. What do you say? One band, one sound. Yeah. And so one band, one sound. That's what we're supposed to be on. But we ain't on that. Verse 18.
Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
All right, jump to verse 20.
Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them.
So the point I'm making is these ravening wolves reveal themselves, which I went to earlier. Try the spirits. They're going to reveal themselves. You're going to know if this congregation is led by Christ. You're going to know that. But if you're like, oh, I ain't going to get no congregation, you're not even trying to seek out the matter. The Lord says search the matter. If you ain't trying to search the matter, then what you're doing is you just make an excuse, and you're joining the congregation on the wide road, the congregation of the individualites, the congregation of the wicked churches that do what they want to do, that create their own doctrine to fit their own life. No, you're on that wide road, and because you've been deceived. What you should do is you should look at the fruit of these people and be like, oh shoot, all right, those are ravening wolves, because they breaking these laws in the Bible. And not only did they break them, they're not fixing it. Those are wolves. That's how you know. That's how your discernment grows. And if you ain't grown to the level where you can discern the good and evil yet, then that means what you need to do is continue to learn. But a lot of people are prideful, and they think they know they can discern good and evil when they can't. They don't know. They still on their level. So they need to still be learning and growing and getting instructed, getting shown what to do. But a small remnant of people, they're going to be the ones to get with the congregation of Christ. It's only going to be a small remnant. Most people are going to be joining. They're going to join that multitude. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 30 and 8. 39. We almost done. We got like a few scriptures left now. So, yeah. So most people gonna join a great multitude. They are, and honestly, somebody's got to be the firewood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody's got to keep the fire going. There's got to be somebody that we visit, according to Isaiah 66, that's gonna be sitting there. That the fire ain't quenched. We gonna see them every Sabbath and every new moon burning. Somebody's got to be there, because people got to choose it. And it's gonna be a great multitude, because this great multitude got excuses and foolish reasons why they like, oh, I don't need a congregation. Yes, you do. Everybody needs a congregation. If you don't have a congregation, you're not following the scriptures. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
See, these people in it that follow these ravening wolves, they don't want to hear the commandments. They're rebellious. They don't want to hear the laws. They don't want to follow the laws. They want to do something else. Read.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits.
Tell me lies. Tell me something that makes me feel good. And that's why I said earlier. He says they find prophets, or what do you say, teachers with itching ears. Teach them smooth things. Ooh, they taught me something smooth over here. Let me go over here today. Ooh, they taught me this. Let me go over here today. You going all you what you're doing is you're doing it because you're heaping yourself teachers with itching ears. You're grabbing all the people that's saying what you like. You like, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's again, you're an individual light. You're an individual light in disguise. You're a new transformer. You know what I'm saying? You're a whole new one. It's pretending. Jude 19. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got to remember, these people refuse to hear the word of the Lord. We can't do that. We have to examine ourselves every day, like 2 Corinthians said. Examine yourself and see if you're in the faith. Yeah, exactly right, Donnie. Yes, our people are wise to do evil, just like that. Yeah, we are. We find ways to do it. We slick with it. You know what? I've never thought to use that scripture to go with that. Yeah, you're in the spirit. I like that. Yeah. Wise to do evil, find excuse, same thing. Yeah, all praise to the Most High. Go ahead, Jude 19.
This is the book of Jude, verse 19. These be they who separate themselves sensual, having not the Spirit.
You see that? He said, these be they who separate themselves. Those who separate themselves, they want to get away. I don't want to be part of that one body. If you're part of the body of Christ and you separate, you're only separating to join Satan. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be with the body of Christ, you want to be with the body of Satan. There's no in between. That's why he says you're hot or cold. You don't get to be in between. You're with the body of Christ or you ain't. And when you're with the body of Christ, you all in. You all in, and you giving up everything to get to the kingdom. Like Paul said, he said, I gave up everything. Shoot, I lost everything for the gospel. A lot of people are willing to lose it all, and that's another reason why they want to be like, oh, I'm gonna stay here. I ain't got to join a congregation, because you join a congregation, you have expectations, you have responsibilities. Part of those responsibilities, you have to do things. A lot of people, they want to find reasons not to. They want to do their own thing. Ezekiel 13 and 3. You know what I'm saying? We can't separate from us. We can't separate from Christ to join Satan. We have to be with Christ. And again, there's a whole bunch of ravening wolves out here, a whole bunch of false prophets. and your congregation's got a false prophet, then you better be a triumph. And the Bible will tell you that you will know a tree by its fruit. You're gonna know according to the scriptures, not according to your feelings. A lot of people like to use, we know a tree by its fruits, according to their feelings. People don't even know what fruits. They'll say fruits, and they're like, what's that mean? They don't even know what it means. They don't even know fruits is actions. Fruits is what you do. They don't know fruit is and then what you do is only going to be based on the commandments. It's not going to be based on how you feel. We got a lot of emotional men out here. A lot of emotional. Well, we know women are emotional. We expect that. But when men are emotional, usually because they led by a woman, which again is not following Christ. Don't follow the woman. Follow the man. Go ahead. Ezekiel 13:3.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, verse 3. Thus saith the Lord God, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. So
he says, woe unto those prophets that follow their own spirit. You know why? The people that follow their own spirit, they don't have that urgency to fellowship and convocate with their people, to be a part of the body. They don't have that because they follow their own spirit. They separate themselves. And you know what you're doing? If you follow your own spirit, you decide, hey, I'm going to follow my own spirit. And, because I don't want to follow his spirit. I want to be the one that I want to be the title of the class. You know what I'm saying? I want to follow the most like me. So if I follow people that's the most like me, I'm following my own spirit. I'm choosing to really follow my own self. Revelation 22:15. So if you follow your own spirit is contrary to God. God's spirit is the truth. He says the word is the truth. The laws and commandments are the truth. So if you follow your own spirit, you actually ain't following the spirit of God. You ain't going by the words written in the scripture. You're going and you walk outside of the wisdom of God, you're gonna walk into sin. That's no doubt. You follow your own spirit. Hey, and everybody wants to follow your own spirit. Here, hey, I'm gonna tell you what your own spirit is a roadmap, right? Let me get you your final destination. Revelation 22:15.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And if you love lies, you choose to believe in a lie, which is following your own spirit, you are going to be without. Verse 14 talks about the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be without the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be on the outside. And if you're on the outside, you're going to be in that torment. You're not going to be in Abraham's bosom. You're going to be asking for a little drop of water. You're going to be the one calling out, hey, can you like get a little drop off on your finger and put it on my, and I'm going to be looking at you like, oh, this drop right here, good water. That's what I'm going to do to you. Why? Because we done told y'all what to do. We done came to, here's the scriptures, follow the word of the Lord. And the crazy thing is, I'm not just saying that for anybody else. That's for myself. If I'm the one that chooses not to walk with Christ, if I'm like, nah, Christ, I don't want to be a part of your church. What I'm doing is, I'm asking to be in that torment, asking for a drop of water. Put a drop of water on my tongue, please, please. Nah, and I don't deserve to get it. Anybody that goes against God and gives him the middle finger, you deserve the judgment you get, straight up. 1 Thessalonians 5:28. We out of here. You got anything, by the way? If you got some stuff, go ahead and go for it.
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, I pray everybody. Hey, anybody was on? Again, if you haven't shared it, like I said, share the class, share the message. Get this out to your brothers, sisters, your family, cousins, mamas, daddies, everything that breathes and can read. Get it to them. You know what I'm saying? Get it to them. Hey, and matter of fact, by the way, they can hear as well. What was I about to say? I lost my thought. And by the way, like I said, enjoy y'all Sabbath. Have a happy Sabbath. And hey, let's please take heed. And if you do not understand stuff, or if you have things that you like, I disagree with what this class is talking about, cool. That's fine. Bring it out. Because, just bring it out. And comment in the inbox. You can call me, whatever you want to do. Let's get to it, though. But we have to have an urgency to convocate with our brothers and sisters. We have to have that urgency. We have to realize we have to follow Christ. We have to follow the church of Christ and not follow our own spirit. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 28. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. Amen.
And that's what I want. I desire that the Lord's grace is with you, his patience and his mercy. If you have examined yourself and you are walking contrary to the Most High God, you are going against what you are supposed to be doing, and you like, hey, if you one of those people that don't want to join Christ's congregation, I pray that his grace is with you, and if you truly want, you better get your mind right. And if you don't want to do it, then you know what? Hey, I can't even bid you Godspeed. What you got? What you ready to say?
No.
I thought you had some. Hey, grace and peace, Sister Ariella. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the class. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. I didn't even know you was in here. Just now found out you was here. Hey, shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath to you. But hey, like I said, Israel, I love y'all. Y'all enjoy the Sabbath, and have a good one.
Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Hey, yes.
As always.
Sure. Yeah, man. Hey, everybody do. Yeah, yes. Much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get it. All right, Lord's will we see you up here. Hopefully you get up here again pretty soon, Brother Donnie. If we see you up here. Same with you, Sister Gabrielle. Yeah, get up here too.
She's so funny, man.
Yeah. Sister Gabrielle's trip. Hey, she's a trip. Real talk. All right, y'all enjoy. Hey, shalom.